Hello and welcome to another one of my films. This one is obviously a bit different. I'm at Spike Island, which May 27th, 1990 hosted to me one of the greatest concerts of my generation. And it's been calling me, it's been 30 years to come back here. So I just want to sort of show you around a bit and also have a bit of fun. You know, this really is for the fans. And also, as I say, just talk about, to me, how it was one of the greatest gigs ever. And also just how it brought so many amazingly different people, all kind of under one roof, if you get what I mean. So let me show you around. Wow, it's quite strange being back here. Okay, I'll explain a little bit about the film. This is sort of a part two of a film I did a couple of weeks ago where, I'm talking about mental health, And this film's inspired by someone who, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, things got a bit much, and it was someone I really looked up to. Now, I've put a link to the film where I'm specifically just talking about our relationship and sort of how I've been over time, and, I hope this helps. I've already had some really good feedback on it. But this place, to me, it's like the polar opposite. We have colour in our lives as well if we've had mental illness. And this was one of the places, Spike Island, because it was the pinnacle for a lot of us of the Stone Roses. And me and this guy, as I say, were massive fans. We'd played a gig, our first ever gig, 2 days before, and he was basically the Roses and I was U2, and he went down a lot better. But anyway, the thing is, that was a link with us. So to say, it's all about bringing people together, and just this is what this band did through all the colours, the music, the melodies, and it was fantastic. Our singers suddenly had gotten hold of 4 or 5 tickets, and he sort of said, well, do you want to come along? So we said yes. And do you know what? It's something I've just never forgotten. And also, I'm just tired of reading about in the press of people basically dissing it. You can tell we're never there. Because do you know what? Me and my big bro, I think it was one of those last proper times we had out together before he went away. And I'll always treasure it. And as I say, it just resonates with me even to this day. The different bands, the colours, the atmosphere. Oh man, it was brilliant. Now check that out for a view. It is really pretty here, but as I say, back when we turned up it was very different. But just to point out, if you're a real fan of the band, Fiddler's Ferry, that was a power station put up in 1971. It's one of the iconic backdrops ever. It's now been dismantled, so if you're a fan of the band, make sure you get here quick. Wow, magnificent, isn't it? So as I say, Spike Island is in Widnes, which is in Cheshire, just over the way, to give you an idea, is Runcorn. And as I say, a lot of people obviously associate the Mersey with Liverpool, but as I say, in fact, a lot of it runs through Cheshire. So to the right down there, and we're just going to walk that way for a bit, is towards Liverpool. Ah, it's an amazing shot, that, isn't it? Absolutely iconic, wow. So, it's been 30 years now, and there was 27,000 of us there. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced what I have, and as I say, we want to do something positive for that memory. And for me, just reclaiming this gig, because, for example, what is it, that film Made of Stone, there's a guy there saying, oh, it's not very cool what he does, he's a deputy head, but he was obviously a massive fan. Well, a guy who's an ex-headmaster's actually helped me with the title of this film, so it brought everyone together. It doesn't matter who you are, you're a Roses fan. So about the end of '89, I'd certainly seen the Roses in the press playing Alexandra Palace. It looked so cool, and all of us thought we'd try and do something special. So I, along with this guy's newly formed band, we decided to play at our end of year when we were 16 and about to leave school. And it was absolutely incredible. They managed to play us, I think, about 15 minutes of tunes. I think we barely managed 10. But do you know what? It was fantastic. And for me, as I say, it was just one of these bonding moments that you have with someone who I'd known for so long. It was terrific. I don't want you to all dislike me now, but I have met Manny 3 times subsequent to Spike Island. First time I was at London Euston, and I was asking him about why he played Fool's Gold in a particular key. If you listen to the bootleg, you'll hear it suddenly changes. They did something really clever with the tuning. It was incredible. Never seen anything like it. Second time, I think it was on the street, but the third time, I've worked hospitality and retail for years, and we end up having about 5 minutes talking just about bass guitars. I'm a bass player. I know he's a legend. But you know what? It was so good. And to give you a yardstick, I've met David Beckham 3 times and his wife. Don't get me wrong, lovely person, but money did top it. It's been amazing to be back here again. But what I want to try and do is when we get back to Widnes is sort of walk you on to Spike Island. As I remember it, has been a very excited fan. Widnes' version of Under the Westway. Now, just to address one of the other myths about the gig properly, the sound. Walking towards the gig, you could hear the sound check absolutely 15 minutes away. Paul Oakenfold played, and he had this dropped bass drum. I'd never heard anything like it in my life. So, yeah, you could hear it absolutely fine. And whoa, here we go. There's the sign. Spike Island. Wow. So let's get down there. Now, just as we approach, I've got to point out that is a museum known as Catalyst, and it's Britain's only museum dedicated to chemistry. It is also probably fair to say on 27th May there were probably a lot of very innovative chemists who were at Spike Island as well, but it was all good fun, wasn't it? So can't resist it, give you a bit of history. I'm getting on a bit. But yeah, this whole area basically used to be, as I say, a ginormous railway marshalling yard and, as I say, an actual port. So, as I say, if we were here 100 years ago, literally, as I say, everywhere would be covered with smoke and, as I say, and the noises had just been deafening. I do enjoy a bit of my history, and as I say, I'm just going to introduce you to someone who's trying to do a bit to save it. I'd just like to say here, I have met...
Yeah, go DJ
In, who's on YouTube, and actually a massive fan of the history as well, so it turns out this is being filled in. So as I said, Rosie's fans, get yourselves here because you might not find a lot left. So the first view in properly there is Spike Island. I mean, yeah, it did look sort of similar. As I say, they had to block the whole thing off basically. I'm positive we came in the other side. I was talking with a great colleague of mine, Mandy, at work, and I was just saying that I was going to do this Stone Roses themed sort of film, and she was laughing and saying, "Oh man, we used to be so into them in the 90s." And then she paused and says, "And now we all like walking, don't we?" Yes, we do. Times have changed, haven't they? Right, if there's one thing I'm positive about, it's that we came in this direction to the island, the one furthest away from the Mersey, and oh my gosh, look at this. It's called the Mersey Gateway. Jeepers, this has changed. Now I properly remember this. This is it. This is the way on. 100%. Man, now this hasn't changed. I can't tell you everything else has, but this is incredible. I'm also told if you bring an original ticket, you might get a hint of the past of the band. It sort of resonates on this bridge, so let's go and see if that's true. Manchester in the area, International and Continental! Hello! Superb. You don't half feel a dick as well for shooting that on your own. It took about 15 minutes to get that shot without at least 5 people looking at me. Anyway, let's crack on. Now, this is for the fans as well, so I think that might have been shades of the band's history from Blackpool there, but as I say, I was walking onto the island. What a place. I'm going to keep my eye out for various clues of the gig that I hear if you look carefully you can find. Now, as I say, all this stuff works out if you actually have your original ticket photocopied. And you might be able to find evidence of this incredible gig. So, keep... Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a lemon! Man! Oh, band folklore, that's incredible. Still got my ticket. Hang on. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. The Roses were all about rhythm. Check it out. Yes. I'll tell you what, it's amazing what walking around with a pair of drumsticks in your hand can do. People just get out your way. Because I will be honest, some of the things I've been doing, I have been getting quite a few odd looks. Right, and this is it. This is the area. Definitely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I think the trees are bigger and someone needs to cut the grass. But yes, this actually is where the gig happened. That's amazing. So we came in that way, so I reckon we spent, me and my brother, about 2-3 hours in sort of about this part here. So yeah, Lighting Tower was in the middle, but we sort of started about here. When Adored came on, honest to goodness, we ended up a good 30 or 40 yards forward. You know that sort of sensation where you sat on the knees of the person behind and vice versa. But do you know what? It was so friendly, and as well, you could hear things. You could absolutely hear it. It was crystal clear. So by the end of the show, we'd ended up to the left of and in front of the Lighting Tower, me and my brother, and bless him, right just before the big riffs in I Am the Resurrection, he got me on his shoulders, and man alive, I mean, that was just a moment, absolutely superb. Fireworks were great, as I say, and the whole show, I keep coming back to this, it was just super, absolutely super, and I'll never forget it, along with a lot of you watching. So what can I say? Thank you ever so much for coming with me to Spike Island. Now, what is it, July 2020? I don't make any money off this, but I guess given what I've talked about and things like that, what would be absolutely lovely to do is get 27,000 hits for this film. That would be absolutely superb, and I think honour a lot of the people that we've been talking about. So thanks again very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been emotional, but it's been fun. And there's only really one thing left for me to do now, isn't there? Let's have it.